So the mother of Rachel Morin is calling out Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen for his visit to El Salvador, attempting to bring back the suspected MS-13 member.
To have a senator from Maryland who didn't even acknowledge or barely acknowledged my daughter and the brutal death that she endured so that he can use my taxpayer money to fly to El Salvador to bring back someone that's not even an American citizen.
So while the center focuses on issues overseas, what about his own state? In 2022, Maryland had about 300,000 illegal immigrants, and that's 5% of the state's population. Maryland is just one of 6 states, as you can see, that gained unauthorized immigrants between 2019 and 2022. Those folks were there illegally. And according to the White House, these are just some of who have been arrested or convicted of crime. As you can see, it's a long list of people. Here to discuss is the mother of Rachel Morin, Patty Morin, and Tammy Nobles, the mother of Kayla Hamilton, who was killed by an illegal immigrant in Maryland in 2022. Ladies, thank you so much for joining the program this morning. We continue to pray for you and your family as y'all try to get through this difficult time. Patty, we've talked a lot over the years as we mourn the loss of your daughter. I don't think I've ever heard you go into the detail that you went into yesterday. What compelled you to do that?
Well, I didn't know all the details until the actual trial itself. And I so appreciate everyone, all law enforcement and Allison Healy for keeping those details and keeping the integrity of the case. So I appreciate it. I didn't like it at the time, but I appreciate it now. But I shared those details yesterday because I wanted people to understand and to know and to see the truth. That yes, maybe some of these immigrants that are coming in really are seeking a better life. But there is also a majority amongst them that are criminals from other countries that have no regard for life at all. And I wanted people to understand just how brutal that they are and how they can just take a life without even giving it a second thought. And that this is a safety issue, and it is, I believe, a national security issue, having all these criminals in our country. And so that's the main reason why I shared it. It was extremely very painful. I was a mess the rest of the day after speaking.
It was a powerful moment. I think the American people needed to hear the unfiltered truth from you. Tammy, I want to go to you. Your story is very similar with the murder of your daughter, Kayla. Has the senator, leadership of the Democratic Party, anyone reached out to you as they have been covering what's going on with this other illegal MS-13 member?
No, they haven't. They never reached out to me, even when after Kayla was murdered and we found out that it was a 16-year-old known MS-13 gang member. The Democratic Party never looked at her pictures. When I testified in Congress, they never looked at her photos or said her name, and they always say the same thing. Oh, the Republicans are using you as a political stunt, or I'm sorry for your condolences. That's all they had to offer. They did not offer any solutions on the ongoing problem.
Mm-hmm. Patty, this has become so political. We're talking about American citizens here. Why do you think the Democrats are so insistent on defending? We're not just talking about illegals. We're talking about criminal aliens in this country.
I think it comes down to money. I think that there is corruption in the highest places in our government. And I think that somehow this profits them and their party. I don't know if it's to just weaken our nation as a whole so they can push more of their agenda. But it's not even common sense. We should be protecting life. We should be protecting American citizens. That's why you're elected. That's why we pay taxes. And it's just, they are so out of touch with the American people. It boggles my mind.
Patty, before I go back over to Tammy, I'm just curious, after your press conference, you know, the whole country, at least the stations that decided to air, which was mostly Fox stations or conservative outlets, aired it in full. But I know the senator had to see it. So did he reach out after?
No. I've heard no response from any Democrats. I've received some threatening phone calls, but I've received no response from anybody. They're ignoring it. It's kind of like, you know, a little toddler. If I don't look at you, you can't see me. Or if I don't look at that, I didn't do that, kind of thing. They're ignoring it.
Tammy, this may be a difficult question. How do you keep your composure when all of this is happening? It was a brutal murder of your daughter, but you seem so strong as you continue to tell her story. Where does that strength come from?
It comes from the love of my child, and to make sure that no one else will suffer the way that Kayla did. Also, you know, what she went through when, you know, she was just sleeping in her bed and he broke into her room and strangled her, and everything is caught on voicemail. And he beat her and raped her after he killed her. And this was a child, like this was a 16-year-old that did this horrible things. And I couldn't imagine what he would be like as an adult, you know, after what he did to Kayla.
Yeah. Tammy, I'm sure you saw Patty's testimony from the podium yesterday. What do you want to say to Patty?
Patty and I keep in touch, and I was just so happy that Patty received justice for Rachel. Patty, I am so happy that you got justice for Rachel. I saw the press conference and I saw them all out there, and it kind of brought tears to my eyes because I remember Kayla's trial, and I know it's just getting justice doesn't help. I mean, it helps, but it's a different type of thing. It's a hollow thing because our girls will never come back. Our girls are gone forever. They'll never come back, ever.
Yeah.
It doesn't heal a broken heart that
Thank
you
you.
two mothers have. We appreciate y'all telling the country your story, coming on Fox and Friends, and we just want you to know from the Fox and Friends family, from the Fox family at large, we won't forget their stories. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, more Fox and Friends coming up.